I'm Dougie Shaw from Edinburgh Bike Fitting, and this is the Moda Strega Titanium Gravel Bike. Moda Strega Titanium is available from extra small to extra large, and the geometry itself is a fairly relaxed gravel bike. You've got 70.5 degree to 72 degree head tube angle between extra small and extra large. The stack and reach of the frame allows for a bit more of an endurance fit. So if you're the sort of rider who is wanting a bike that isn't going to make them feel like they're overly stretched out, but maybe something that'll let you keep your shoulders and back a little bit more relaxed, this bike isn't going to be asking too much of you in terms of being able to ride in a position like this just to be kind of fairly set on the bike. Bike itself features the same fork as the Moda Malto, and it's got the bosses in there which will allow for front racks, and you've got mudguard bosses as well, and on the back you have mudguard eyelets and you have pannier racks, and these pannier rack bosses are really capable, so you can really load this bike up and ride it fully as a touring bike, a fully laden 40 kilogram, everything including the kitchen sink on your bike, and you can still ride this bike as a full-blown 50mm tire clearance gravel bike that's capable of ripping down anything from big wide open fire road with big bits of shale on it all the way to single track, really aggressive, getting on quite steep trails. Now, this bike from Moda is available with a bar width of 38 C2C up to 44, and you can choose whatever one you want at the standard price. Same with a stem from 60mm all the way up to 140. The frame is internally rooted, and this is a Shimano setup. It's available with a Shimano GRX mechanical or Di2, but if you want to buy this as a frame set option, it's also available with blanking plates if you want to ride it with, you know, an AXS setup or have it with a SRAM build of like a wireless SRAM build of any type. I mean, you could just ride this bike as a 35mm tire, super plush, all-going road bike if you wanted to as well. It would be a really nice all-round summer and winter bike. So it's a really versatile bike from the core of its geometry. Let's kind of touch on the material of the frame. So the material itself, the manufacturing of the tubing of the frame is made basically where a lot of other very high-end titanium players get their frames made. I can't tell you who because I don't know, but I've been assured the manufacturers of the titanium in this tubing make tubing basically for everyone. The grade of the material is 3AL 2.5V grade 9. So those numbers basically take into account the amount of aluminium and other metals in the titanium alloy, and this particular grade of titanium is the creme de la creme of titanium alloys for making tubing specifically for bikes. The titanium itself has an infinite fatigue cycle, which means the metal can be pushed and stretched and ridden for years and years, and the foundational strength in the metal itself never weakens, so you've got a very long enduring bike that will last you for years upon years. The next kind of part of that is this bike, titanium bikes in general really, they buff up really well, so if you were to scratch this, you could basically polish out the scratch really easily and it would never really come up, so it would look nice and flat again. The other benefit is, you know, with the salty roads, you could ride this year on year, hammering it with salty mile after salty mile, it just doesn't corrode. So the benefit of that corrosion resistance, fatigue, enduring frame material is a bike that in itself is timeless. In 5-10 years time there will be newer group sets, newer this, newer that, but you'll always be able to put the most current equipment on this frame and it'll last you a lifetime. The titanium option in a frame is something that I personally have like a space in my heart for, because it just allows for a bike that will just last with you through the ages. The last little thing that I want to mention on this bike is the T47 bottom bracket. So generally in metal bikes with the slightly smaller diameter tubing, they suffer a little bit more flex in the kind of the bottom half of the frame. Now the T47 bottom bracket is just a slightly bigger diameter hole down at the bottom, which means as you're pushing down on higher powered efforts like steep climbs, more sprightly efforts, if you're sprinting towards the 30 sign with your friends, the frame just stands up a little bit better to that flex really. And so just as a really well-rounded, well thought about bike, it's high performance, enduring, very extremely high quality, great value price point, all round do everything bike. I really do think this is one of Moda's best bikes.